There's someone in the video. My phone beeped again. Oh, Ryan, I thought. It must be one of his regular check-in videos whenever he goes on business trips. But right now I was busy and didn't have time to spare for my phone. Still, I knew he would call. Picking up my phone, I opened the video, and just like always, he looked dashing, waving and smiling as if I were right there with him. But why did I feel like there was another pair of eyes watching me? I shifted my gaze and noticed a strange figure standing behind him, wearing a creepy smile. Oh, Ryan and his dumb pranks, I muttered, but I still wasn't convinced. I had to call him, but then his call came in instead. Hey, baby, his voice came from the other end. Ryan, where did you make that video? I didn't even bother asking how he was feeling. Babe, that's my hotel room. Any problem? He asked. I tried not to be too specific so he wouldn't get worried. Ryan, it seems like you made the video when you were with someone in your room. He gave a soft chuckle. Babe, that's not funny, but I get what you're doing. He didn't have to explain further. There was nobody else with him. I must have seen wrong. We ended the call because I needed to sleep. I was so stressed. I opened my eyes, and it was the middle of the night. My mind drifted back to the video I'd watched earlier of my boyfriend, and it gave a cringe feeling. Why was I remembering that now? I grabbed my phone to watch the video again, but there was nothing unusual. I just needed enough rest. The stress was making me imagine things. My phone vibrated and woke me up. It was the weekend, and there was only one person who could disturb my sleep. It was Ryan. I picked up his call, and he asked me to check the video he sent. I searched for the video, but wait. Ryan, are you still there? I asked. He responded nonchalantly from the other end. Ryan, are you sure there's no one with you? Look behind you, by the closet. I saw that same shadowy figure again in the same place, but this time it wasn't smiling. Now it had an awkward look, almost angry. Babe, Ryan called out. Stop trying to be creepy. I'm the only one here, babe. It's a hotel. Cut it out. I couldn't possibly be seeing things. Ryan, switch this call so I can see you and go to the place where you made the video. But when he did, there was nothing there. Now I sounded crazy. He was saying something, but my attention had totally drifted. I noticed a slight movement by the closet, like it wanted to come forward. Ryan, turn back. But the call ended. What? What's going on? I tried calling back, but his phone was switched off. OMG, I panicked. Almost immediately, a text came in from an unknown number. It was Ryan explaining why his phone went off. There was no mistake in what I saw. There was definitely someone or something standing behind Ryan. And today, it felt like I had been there, especially near that particular spot, near the closet. I played the video over and over, hoping to screenshot something, but it was gone. For some days now, Ryan kept sending videos, but that strange being, I didn't notice it anymore. I was happy I followed Ryan's suggestion to take leave from work. I missed him so much, I could not wait for him to come back. Maybe I should make a video and send it to him too. He'd love it. We were on a video call, and that crazy feeling was back. The problem was, I was sure someone else was looking at me, but I didn't want to raise suspicions again. I tried looking closely, but this time the stares weren't coming from my phone. They were coming from behind me. I felt it too while I was making the video. Ryan, give me a minute. I didn't wait for his response. I hurriedly ended the call and checked the video again. Nothing. What was I thinking? If there was something, Ryan would have noticed it too, but he hadn't. I didn't need to call him back. It was late already, but he called again. Zoey, you are getting me worried. Do you still feel like you are being watched? He never believed me anyway. Why is he asking me now? I brushed him off and ended the call. Within a few minutes, I dozed off, but while I was sleeping, I felt someone was looking at me. No, someone was obviously above me, gazing sternly. It was so close I could feel the presence right above me. So close I should have felt that person's breath, but I felt nothing. I opened my eyes and the time was just 2 a.m. I turned on the light, my eyes wide open. I kept waking up at intervals whenever I managed to fall asleep. Sometimes it even felt like someone was touching me. I wanted to leave the house, but Ryan insisted that I stay home, said he would be back soon. Besides, it would be hard for anyone to believe me. How could they? I didn't want to look crazy. I needed to clear my thoughts, so I picked up my phone and called Ryan again. "Hey, babes," he answered, sounding excited. We talked for a while. At least with him on the phone, I felt a little safer. This time, I left my room and went to the guest room. Since I had to wait for him, I might as well try sleeping elsewhere. Maybe the feeling wouldn't follow me there. We ended the call and I tried to watch TV, but I heard a strange laughter coming from behind me. That fierce stare returned, the unmistakable feeling of someone creeping closer. So I tried not to turn around. I wanted the figure to come close enough for me to see it clearly. And when I turned, nothing was there. Maybe I needed to see a doctor. I just had to wait one more day, tonight and tomorrow, then Ryan would be back. I stayed in the guest room. I could hardly sleep anymore. I just watched movies until I felt drained enough to doze off, only to be jolted awake by that strange presence. But that was nothing because the next day, it got worse. I woke up and the first thing I saw was an unfamiliar face, inches away from mine, watching me. I screamed and jumped out of bed, sprinting to my room and locking the door behind me. What the hell was that? Did I see wrong again? I grabbed my phone and called Ryan. Who else could I call? But again, he didn't pick up. Bzzz, bzzz. My phone vibrated in my hand. "Hello, Ryan?" I said through tears. "Ryan, I can't do this. Please, come back home." My voice was trembling. I couldn't stand this anymore. "I'm in town," he said quickly. "I'm heading to your place now. Just stay put. I have the spare key. I'll be there soon, okay?" I just nodded, unable to speak, hoping he could somehow feel how desperate I was. I stayed coiled up on the bed, too drained to move. Minutes passed, then I heard the sound of someone unlocking the front door. Ryan was finally home. I wanted to run to him, but I remembered he told me to stay put. I looked a mess anyway. Then I heard his footsteps approaching. "Zoey, are you okay?" His voice was just outside my room. I stayed still, my head buried in my pillow, tears soaking through, until he opened the door. "Ryan?" I looked up, but it wasn't Ryan. It was the figure. And this time, it wasn't vague or shadowy. It was clear. So vivid, it was like watching it in HD. At that exact moment, Ryan's call came in on my phone. The figure rushed toward me, fast and deliberate, its face blank, devoid of emotion. Not angry, not sad, just empty. Its hands wrapped around my neck, choking me, and it was speaking in Ryan's voice. I was dying. Should I scream? If I did, would it vanish like before? No one would believe me. Again. I stared into its eyes. They were smiling, but its lips remained tightly shut. Then I heard the sound of Ryan's car horn outside. He kept calling, but I couldn't answer. My vision was fading. But just as the door flung open, the figure retreated to the closet, smiling and waving again just as Ryan would do in his videos. Ryan rushed over and held me tightly. But what if this wasn't Ryan either? That was the ultimate scare. My fear broke loose completely. I couldn't control it. Maybe I never had control to begin with. Then, as if our minds were synced, the figure raised its hand and made a slitting gesture across its neck, like it was cutting its own throat. And suddenly, my head, my thoughts, were echoing. Slit. I want to slit. Any throat. Anyone's. The end.